one of the most daring designs here at EICMA for 2020. It's this concept behind me, which is actually close to a series bike. It's an association between Aston Martin and Brough Superior, which kind of catches the eye because it's so different from every other motorcycle that you've seen before. This bike over here, it's very expensive. It will be produced in limited numbers, around 100 pieces, and it will cost 108,000 euros. Yes, you've heard it very well. It's an expensive bike. It features a turbocharger with variable geometry and even an intercooler. So what's so cool about it, it shares the between from Brough Superior, and they added up a turbocharger which will produce around 180 horsepower. That engine is a liter, so it usually produces around 100 horsepower. Now with the turbocharger it goes up to 180, but the thing is the torque will be very mind-blowing, because I don't have any figures about the torque, but I know for sure when it comes to turbocharger bikes, things can go nuts.
So the main idea behind this was a MotoGP inspired bike with Aston Martin lines and surfaces and details. So what we're doing at the moment, we're developing our mid-engine cars, and while we were designing this, we had this part right next to it, the Vanquish concept from Geneva this year, and trying to get some of the voluptuous lines and surfaces that are on this car, some of the feeling of the haunch, the power there, and the side strake feature through the body, and then this line kicking down. So if you look through here now, if you come back to the bike, you see the surfaces, the highlights and the lowlights and the undercut, and the feature that comes all the way from the back to the front.
It resembles a lot with the car, definitely.
So there's a lot of relationship here, and also we've got the wings from Valkyrie, which are the 0.2 of a millimetre thick, so they sit, it's so lightweight, it sits under the lacquer. You know, it was all started this year in July. So from July until now, we've developed this concept bike, and from here we'll go to a track-only bike of 100 units, and then from there we'll see how it works.
So it won't be it won't be street legal. This machine won't be street legal. You won't.
Not this particular, not this one, but we need to see where we go from here. We'll see how the first 100 are, and then we'll develop on from there. And
I know that this is a liter the liter engine over here. So usually it produces around 100 horsepower around there, but with the turbocharger it goes from what I know to 180.
180, and it's 180 kilos, so it's 1-to-1.
Okay, that's perfect. So 1 horsepower for 1 kilogram. This is perfect. What about the torque? Because if you have a turbocharger, torque should be insane.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't think it'd be a bad thing. The guys have been testing the chassis already, so they've got one that works and runs, and we need to now develop this for production.
This chassis is very well hidden behind. Is it something lightweight like titanium, or what is it?
It's a blend of, so the aluminium is then fixed to a carbon substrate in there.
Okay.
And also, so the panels here fit onto the aluminium spine, and that theme runs to the light blade at the rear, and then that runs underneath. So it comes out to the front. So you can see the aluminium structure, and then these panels are attached to that. So there's 4 main panels, and then either side.
Yeah, even in this state, it's very fluid, and I like that you don't have any bolts, nothing you can see.
Well, that was the plan. So again, we always talk about this elevated luxury. So when you look at the motorbikes and MotoGP, they're very raw. There were like everything's slash cut and raw edges and lots of exposed fixings, and that's an aesthetic that has been going for such a long time. So what we looked at as well was taking that away, having everything hidden, kind of doing what we do on our cars, where can we hide this, what can we do here, can we improve certain aspects. The Brough guys do such beautiful engineering because they make their own fixings and their own bolts as well, and
okay, so everything is hidden.
So what we wanted to show was what they do so well and what we do so well. So we expose some things but hide others.
I know for a turbo you need an intercooler to get the gases a little bit cooler. Where did you hide the intercooler? Because I cannot see it. So the intercooler, it's down there. Oh, so that unit over there.
Intercooler radiator, and also this is air filter, and this side's turbo.
So they kind of look the same on each side.
They kind of do, but they're different profiles.
Different profiles, okay.
So you'll see the air comes through here. We channel the air through the little winglets underneath.
So
the air comes into here.
It's kind of a narrow body right now?
At the moment, we're developing it with our aero team. We're going to have some more aero details, but again, this is part of the development of the bike.
So 100 units will be made.
Yep.
The price will be a bit
108,000 euros, all tax included. There will be obviously different specs that we'll get into later on. So personalisation, a lot more individuality.
So there should be more work added up to this bike.
Absolutely, yes.
To be ready for
these options here that you see aren't the only ones available.
Okay.
So it won't just be a saddle. There'll be different levels of trim, coloured trim, different graphics.
When a person wants to buy, they come at you guys and they tell you.
We sit together and we talk about things.
Okay,
it's a lot how we talk about with our Valkyrie customers. So again, Valkyrie is 1,000 brake horsepower supercar. That is also 1-to-1. So that was the brief to get a motorbike, almost the motorbike equivalent of the car, and the bespoke nature of that vehicle means that every single one will be different, and we're looking at having that process like with this as well.
With this one.
So we'll sit with the customers and understand what they want, what they like.
It looks very nice. Can't wait to see a final shape. Thank you for this interview.
No problem.
Best of luck with
production.
production.
That's okay. Thank you very much indeed.